That has seen many iterations in the big screen and small screen alike, and Spidey has always innovated when there is a performance of him in any medium outside of comics. Well, there was a history behind the Raimi trilogy portrayal with Nicholas Hammond donning the suit sometimes in the 70s shows along with its movies and sequels. After that we saw the impeccable and mesmerizing Spider-Man. That show was badass. You don't have a right to exist if you haven't watched that show.
Facts! It's facts! It's in our facts. These sites is in our facts. It's in our facts.
Okay, I'm going to be serious now. If you look at the small screen with animation, yeah, it's a goat, no questions asked, along with I'll just stop with the abruption. Spidey has a quite promising and a well-established career in small screen, which usually came in the format of animation. But what about a huge budget animation? Well, Sony delivered it, and we are here to talk about just that. Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse.
Like, what's up, danger? Like, what's up, danger? Can't stop me now!
Okay, my fellow geeks, Across the Spider-Verse is near, and with it, the next colossal multiversal event after No Way Home and Mom, which stands for Multiverse of Madness. Lots of Spider-Man along with 2099. Oh man, why don't we brace for the impact and talk about its predecessor? So, on to the Spider-Verse, which was directed by three people. Wow! So, Into the Spider-Verse was directed by three people, Bob Perskady, Peter Ramsey, Rodney Rothman, and with a phenomenal story and screenplay by Phil Lord. Generally following Peter Parker's story in every 100 Spider-Man movie, the film broke the tradition of original Peter Parker story. Instead, they followed Miles Morales, which was both unique and different, along with Peter B. Parker, who is married and kind of old, not like being 20 to 25 in 60 or more years of comic run. I loved how they initiated the movie by paying homage to Raimi trilogy and other Spider-Man stuff alike.
And I did this. We don't really talk about this.
The movie most of the time used the theme of passing the torch theme. It's kinda rudimentary and a critique to this era where one iteration of a superhero mantle becomes overdone and sluggish, where there is the same story but with different angles. But this movie not only took a cathartic take with its 20 FPS animation style and comic approach, makes it a literal figure of comics coming to life. Not like motion comic way, but the scenes feels more visualized and well realized. Every character, even Peter Parker, oh man, feels well placed and developed. They all have a reason to be Spider-Man, and we also get a flashback showcase of their characters. There's a lot to cover. First, let's look at
Mr. Morales, moving in the dark. You're late again.
Einstein said time was relative, right?
I was shocked to see Miles as a main focus in this movie, and even that glimpses of him in the spider suit gave me pure tingle goosebumps. That really jumped on me. Even his execution never disappoints. Shamik Moore, you played it, man. Shamik Moore feels perfect for this Latino boy who deserves to be a hero and a better option for the legacy of Spider-Man. Miles' character is faithful to his counterpart in comics, but with a Spider-Verse-esque twist, this whole movie makes full use of his character to develop him for the upcoming events. While the other characters acts as a catalyst for this well thought out character, it's not just about the mask, it's about who you are and what you can accomplish, and the whole situation of you able to step for the responsibility and the mantle it will decide your whole legacy. I know it's pretty early in this video, but we gotta talk about this one perfect scene.
That's all it is, Miles. A leap of faith.
Like, what's up, danger?
Oh boy, that momentous development made that hell of a scene epic. Who said soundtrack doesn't add much? Black Cavier's score resonated with the scene with voice of Peter V. Parker, made it astounding. As the glass shattered and Miles take the leap of faith with music wandering to the slow-mo, then picking up the pace when that twip of a sound of the web clutches to the building, then
Can't stop me now. Travel 200 miles, I'm knocking at your.
oh man, truly a masterpiece. Even when the building glass shatters in a way that makes the overall symbolic representation more symbolic, that how Miles has broke his fears and has started a new and not only not previous Peter's shadow, but making his own identity along the way. The scene elaborates and concludes Miles' development as it shows the torch is finally passed on, my fellow geeks, to our boy, and he is ready to take up the.
That's all it is, Miles. A leap of faith.
Well, if you are here and still don't know about who Miles Morales is, then let me tell you, my fellow geek. He hails from the ultimate universe of Marvel Comics, who becomes Spider-Man after the OG Spider-Man is dead. Well, not as smart and genius as the OG one, he mostly relies on his friend's help Genki, who majority of the time guides him technically through his journey. He's also not that present in that movie. He's his roommate, which makes his path more self-centered to move along with his multiversal friend. Well, this iteration takes a more unique approach, blending it with a multiversal event, which also fulfill fans' wish to make Miles and Gwen a thing. Well, they are nearing it.
Miles! Want to get out of here?
Well, this take on Miles really benefits himself from the supporting cast, whether it be Jefferson Davis, Miles' father, who wants him to go down to a more linear and straightforward path where he also sees Spider-Man as a menace. On the other hand, his uncle Aaron, who is shown as a rebellious side of him, who wants him to go explore his teenage years. Well, in comics, he kinda serves the main purpose, but we know what happens next in a tragedy in his life.
Look forward to working with you.
Yeah, me too, I guess.
Back to the perfect moment in hand, it all feels like the whole film was building up for this moment, and the trade-off was worth the wait. This version had everything going on for him. For his take on normal high school boy who witnessed the death of Spider-Man, and now with all the reluctance he withholds throughout the film, will all make him realize that it's not the mask but the person, or who are you inside, and all is left for you is a leap of faith.
Stop me now.
Thank God this movie gifted us with this version of Peter Parker, who plays a critique on the current day Spider-Man. So far, I've loved this take, because our boy have moved on and now we have more visible consequences of his life. As Spider-Man, he's depressed, his wife left him, he has a belly and back that hurts like ass, which also needs some crack to function properly. Boy, he has seen some better days. He not only pays homage to Amazing Fantasy, but the Spider-Man 3 is the perfect one. He's not your typical guy with age 15 donning a suit based on the principle of with great power, yada yada yada. Nah man, he's grown up. He still cares about the people, but he wants what is lost or what was taken from him due to his inconvenience. He just wants to make things right, pulling right in the essence of the OG vision of the great Stan Lee. He always finds a way, and he did, along with the resolve by training Miles, which really feels whole.
Yeah, right.
Their relationship gradually develops as they learn from each other, which in turn gives them benefit to see life from different perspectives. For instance, Miles, who realizes with his time with Peter Parker and other Spider-Man that they are here for a reason, and garners a motivation because they have seen what a life can show you and how they are trying to be better so their loved ones shouldn't have to suffer. It all came down to the legacy of Spider-Man and how Miles honored it. And I think Peter Parker really learned from him, and he found his way back to Mary Jane, and now my boy has a.
You have a baby?
I have a baby.
I think Peter B. Parker, showed how the persona of Spider-Man can really shift the tides of your journey and how you have to face. I mean, that's why What's Up Danger really kicks in the first place.
This spark in you. It's amazing. Whatever you choose to do with it, you'll be great.
I'm Spider-Man.
You won't. That's all it is, Miles. A leap of faith.
What's up, danger?
Let's talk about the other supporting cast. There's the co-lead, who is Spider-Gwen.
Hey guys.
Wanda?
Well, she is acted perfectly by Haley Steinfeld, who steals the show with her quirky charm, which duly feels like her comic counterpart. Along with her teamwork coordination, really, it's looks like we are pulling down some strings from the Spider-Verse, are we? Anyway, fans will see this pairing of Miles and Gwen come to fruition, like under the tree vision. Who can forget Spider-Man Noir though? Nicolas Cage really pulled it off. The unbearable weight of massive talent, I guess. The new Noir take on the Spidey was executed perfectly, and he also had great comedic moments. Also, Nick Cage took inspiration from the works featuring Humphrey Bogart, and I think it paid off really well. Penny Parker, the anime Spider-Man, felt distinct and it showed diversity to the group, which is a huge plus point and not an oversaturation. Talking of versatility, Spider-Ham is also here. I mean, that is some great addition, folks. Just look at his universe.
Somehow, the vitamins in the batter transferred the spider's abilities to me. I pledged to use my powers for good, and even join the Avengers.
Sounds more like a spider.
Judging by this diverse roster at hand, directors showed their prowess of how they can bring more, which will show relevance as we all know that there is Spider-Punk 2.
Repeated sightings of him in a new outfit. Some sort of punk rock inspired thing that makes sane people want to tear out their eyeballs with a rusty spoon.
Looking at the trailer of Across the Spider-Verse, there is whole Infinity War going on, and my boy 2099 is not in a good mood. He has made Miles a punching bag. Before that, we also saw him in a pretty creative scene and where Miguel O'Hara is in a conversation with Lila, who is quite playful, not like our comic counterpart, and it was visually pleasing. And when he say Earth 67, then that is some familiar place. Recreating the meme, are we?
Whoa.
What the?
I'm Spider-Man. I need you to come with me.
Who the heck are you?
I just told you that. Listen, I'm from the future.
How dare you point at me?
You were pointing first.
That is some nostalgic shit, but unconventionally comedic. Well, that is not all with the appearances. We also got Cliff Robertson delivering his iconic line, which was presented in archive form, and the great Stan Lee.
Going to miss him.
Yeah.
We were friends, you know.
Can I return it if it doesn't fit?
Catherine Hahn, as great of an actress she is, pulled her Octavius charm wisely, while on the other hand, Lev Schreiber, Kingpin was meh. His acting was good, but he felt generic and only served as a plot device to pull all Spideys into this universe. His character wasn't that developed, and he was also written as a generic businessman with tragedy ordering everything around. Of course, I'm not telling that creative team to go all Daredevil and stuff, but I liked Inheritor's threat in the comics way better. So some improvement could have been made here. And Peter's death, he killed Peter Parker, which was tragic, but I'm kind of conflicted because we all know how Peter always finds his way to defeat Kingpin. I know they tried the ultimate route, but yeah, there could have been more. Well, these flaws only become visible when you rewatch it. But overall, it's one of the best Spidey movie and unique with its presentation, quality, and the character writing. I can't wait to see Across the Spider-Verse, and I'm just avoiding anything. Like, no, I'm not going to watch any breakdown. No, I'm not gonna break it down myself. I'm just waiting for it. So far, it's looking good. So let's wrap it all up, and there aren't any more negatives to talk about, but I can only sing its praise. Into the Spider-Verse, it's a based movie. So, sequel coming out so soon. What to expect from it? Well, in this shot, there is Spider-Man MK2 Ultra Bulletproof and the PS4 one.
Send me home. I can't do that.
I can do both! Spider-Man! Oh!
There is some Spider-Woman walking around, and Miles also traveling to what appears to be India, where he's gonna meet the Indian Peter Parker. There's also a bag-wearing one who can be the bombastic Batman Spider-Man. Okay, there are a lot of them, and our appointment here is not an hour long, so I feel great about my Peter B. Parker, who is father now. Okay, okay, I'm just talking too much. So let me know down in the comments which Spider-Man are you more excited for to appear in the upcoming film, and don't forget to hit the like button and give me a subs if you love Into the Spider-Verse like me. Across the Spider-Verse, clock is ticking, so grab your shooters because it's gonna be a hell of a ride. I'm out.